Hello, it's the start of a new week and the start of a new vlog. Hope you're all doing okay. Rasha says hello too. Rasha, say hello. Yeah. She's doing okay. So I've got a surprise visit back for Neil for tea. Also a bit, well, surprised he was coming back at all and earlier than I expected. He just needs to come back and do a couple of things. So anyway, so I'm just quickly rattling some food together, but I was going to have toad in the hole, but there's only me that likes it. So I'm just doing a small toad in the hole. So the way I do it is I put the little bit of oil in the baking pan or dish, pop it in the oven, get it nice and hot, and then ideally when you pop in the sausages they sizzle a little bit, and then you put the batter on the top. So this is just a very rough and ready batter. So 3 spoons of flour, 1 egg, bit of milk to make it a loose batter, bit of salt and pepper. I'm just going to quickly bung that in the oven, and then I'm just air frying the sausages. I'll just pause that. So they're just frying away nicely in there. And start that off again. So I'm very, very pleased with the new cassouris. It's been excellent. So I'm now going to pop those back in the oven. I'm going to do Neil a bit of mash and then a bit of bacon and egg to go with his as well. All happening here, and I've had the electrician in before, so big shout out to Jack, who's sorted our hot water problem finally. It was a wiring issue. I'll chat more about that later. So that was a very, very quick impromptu tea. So I'm just finishing off the eggs. Got some nice homemade onion gravy, bacon and sausage, and some homemade mash. And then I've got my little toad in the hole. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, it's coming on nicely, and so's Lee's pizza. So, all good. I've got a very random Neil behind me. I just wanted to say a quick update. It was a bit busy earlier. How are you doing, Mr. T?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
How was your tea?
How am I doing? How's your... Full of cobwebs. I've only just noticed, and I hadn't noticed before, if you have a little ring light like these...
Answer the question, how was your tea? You ate it can't be that bad.
It was great.
Great.
So if you've got a ring light, I'm going to go and have a look at it, and I've never come across this, knowing that this existed before. Did you know there's a Coles shoe mount on it? I didn't know that. We're going to have a look at another one. Is that a thing? Or is that just a one-off one there?
Well, this has nothing to do with what I was going to talk to you all about. Anyway, since we moved here, we've had a bit of a puzzle.
I've got this one here as well, and I'm like, in fact,
excuse the noise in the background. If it was me making a noise. Anyway, right, thank you. So we had a complete mystery with the settings on this. So we have a control unit here, and it's supposed to...
Let's turn around a second. Those shot in the dark. The big question mark. It's a mystery to me. See what I have to live with?
See, I said, could you not interrupt me? I'm trying to film. Anyway, so there you go. This is life of the life with the tailors. Okay, so so this is the control unit, and it should be possible to set it to either just run the central heating or just hot water only, or both. And since we moved here, it's never really worked as it should. And then we've had obviously all the radiators changed, and everything else is working brilliantly, apart from we were still not getting hot water cooled correctly, even though the diverter seems to be working fine and everything. So to conclude in the end, it was an electrical or control box issue. So the lovely Jack Botterill from JSB Electrical has been over today and done a great job for us and identified the root source of the problem, which is always a good idea. And he's reset the wiring. So what it now means is that by default, the system will call to send for hot water. And I noticed you can set it to go to both hot water and radiators. But there was an extra wire that wasn't wired in correctly, which is meant to tell the system
it's a mystery to me
to switch off the hot water when only heating is required. And now it all works, which is very exciting. So
I'm missing an LED light.
Very, very happy about that. See you soon. Good morning. I'm out with Rasha. Hi, Rasha. She's busy sniffing. It's bright and early, and we're just next to Skegness Pier. The reason that we've come out bright and early is because it's the autumn high tides, so this is probably the highest it's going to get. So there were some concerns there might be some risk of flooding, although there seems to be a bigger risk more further along down by the wash. So I thought I'd bring Rasha up and come and have a look. So Rasha is finding lots of interesting doggy smells. I'm not very interested in saying hello. Say hello, Rasha. Say hello. Anyway, so yeah. So when our possessions were moved over last March, Hannah Yantha and I came up to the beach, and it was actually even higher then and a bit more dramatic than this. So it's perhaps not quite as high as was feared, but anyway. So it looks far away, but it's really not. It's so close. See the pier there at the end. So it's pretty high. Rasha won't be happy if she gets wet feet. Come on, Rasha. Apologies, I forgot that Rasha's got me tied up in knots. You probably couldn't hear that very well, but yeah, so we... yeah, so the tide's pretty high. I remember last time in the spring, Yantha and Hannah walked along there, but I didn't want to get wet because I'm a wuss. Right, come on, Rasha, come on. And it was Hannah that pointed out this is actually this plant is sea buckthorn, which is quite good for health. It doesn't look very healthy at the moment. Not sure why. Anyway. Ooh. Some late flowers, I'm not sure what that is. Right, anyway, yeah, so it's pretty high, but I wouldn't say it's as high as it was in March when we came. We dropped off all our stuff with Neil. So we're not quite at high tide yet. I think high tide's in about half an hour. So it's about 7:30 in the morning, so there's not many people up yet. I was awake early, so I thought I might as well come and have a look. So I've just walked a bit further up the beach. Strangely, it's breezy, it's grey, but it's still warm, pretty warm. Anyway, so Rasha's enjoyed a little walk along the beach, haven't you, Rasha? And stormy weather. Excuse the hair, it's very breezy today, so this is another little campsite warden and wife collaboration team job. So Neil needs to take down this willow behind me, and I can use some of the willow to do some more weaving. So happy days. So I'm just waiting for Neil to come over, and then I'm going to hold the bottom of the ladder so my husband doesn't fall off a ladder, which is always a plus, and I get to bring some willow home. Here he comes.
Aliens!
Campsite warden. Alien. Should we get on? When you finished?
When I finish what? What's happening to the aliens?
Don't know. Excuse the wild hair, but it's very breezy today. Yeah, anyway, so as part of Sandra Makes,
Where's my dinner? I'm starving. What's for tea?
there's the campsite warden himself. So so I've picked out the longer stems and the thinner stems. That is quite a lot of willow, but it can be dried as well and stored dry, and then wet. You know, you just wet it when you need ready to use it. So that'll be great. That'll really come in handy, I think. And yeah, I'd say a good team effort. Just got to get in the car and get it home somehow. Good morning, and good morning from Rasha. Say hello, Rasha. Chilling in the corner. She's walking much better now. So I think whatever that bit of inflammation was, it seems to have gone down. So she's having an actual skipping around moment yesterday, which she's not done for a while. So good that she's feeling better. Anyway, so just going to quick update on the lavender bags. So I've started making some. So I just thought I'd quickly show you how I've been doing it. So I've got, excuse me a moment. I've got I picked up a second-hand electric sewing machine, an old one a while ago, and been pretty pleased with it, actually. So I've got a really good contact now that's they sent a guidebook how to maintain it and oil it and everything. So it's running really nicely at the moment. So big thanks to Steve on eBay who helped with that. And yeah, so what I've been doing is I've got I showed you before, I've got lots of lavender, and I have been making them into little bags. So there's some different patterns now. So it's quite a nice Christmassy one. This is one of the more gentle patterns if you don't want in your face Christmassy. And I'm going to make some more necks like this. So the smell, it's just amazing. It's such a lovely smell, but obviously I can't share that with you. Anyway, so making those, and basically, so I've got these scraps of fabric, Christmassy fabric, and like for example in this case, if I divide it into 3, then I'll get 3 bags out of that. And then when so I'll cut the fabric, and then when it's about 1/3, so obviously fold that over and then stitch along the cut side, leave one side open, clearly I need a way to get the lavender in. Pop the lavender in, hand stitch the final scene, and lo and behold, I will have more little Christmassy lavender bags. So I've been working on that, and I thought I'd just share that with you. And if you want to know more about my sewing machine options, so I have got actually what was my original my grandma's sewing machine that was passed on to my mum and then on to me. My granddad was a very, very good mechanic engineer, so he always maintained it really well, and I've tried to look after it since. But so with the new information I've got with the maintenance guide that I got for the electric one, I'm going to have another look at the manual one, but I'll show you that. Sometimes beautiful. It's over 100 years old and it still sews beautifully, so I will share that at some point, perhaps in a future vlog. And next I'm just going to take you outside, because I know Anne and a couple of people were interested to know what perennial plants I've been growing, so I will do that next. So it's a lovely, beautiful Indian summer bright day. Sorry about the shading anyway. Anyway, I'm going to turn around in a minute. So I just I wanted to show, though some people were interested, what perennial plants I've been growing from the little plug plants that I got. So I didn't pay a lot for them. I only pick them up when they're on offer. So so these ones are an echinacea, and that one is called Nectar Pink. And then there's some Aquilegia, which is Mrs. Scott's Elliot, and then this one's trying to flower. Gosh. And then these are something called Coreopsis Golden Joy. So that one in particular, I was never able to grow where we came from because the slugs and snails absolutely love it. And as soon as I planted it out, it was demolished. Anyway, and then the next we have Verbena. So they're going to get quite tall, so I'll need to put those somewhere where they've got space to grow. I have a bit of plan for that. And then the next one, hiding at the back, there's some at the back, there's also some over here, is Gardnerella. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. So I've never grown that before, but it's the it says Mesa Bright Bicolour on that one. And then this I have had before. It's a kind of dianthus, or pink, or small carnation, and that one's called Rockin' Robin, and it's really strong, vibrant colour, deep red. So I'm quite excited about that, and so I had that in my old garden, so it's going to be fun to have some in this garden as well. And then the very fluffy ones are a kind of Achillea called Cerise Queen, so it sounds like another pink one. So that's those. And then I've not come across this at all before, I'm not familiar with that one, and that is it's a Doronicum, and it's called Little Lee. We have a very big Lee with us, but that's a little Lee. Anyway, and then the last but not least, we have some geum. So I'm just having to look at the label because long name. I think it's Lady Strathton. So some geums there as well. So they can be very pretty too. But in our old house, we don't have so much here. But in our old house, we had a lot of something called wood avens. It's really prolific, and especially when they're small, it's really hard to tell the difference between the wood avens leaf and the geums. So I lost all my geums previously, so it's going to be nice to have some of those back as well. So that's those, and then I've got a few bits outside. So I've got I talked about the comfrey that I want to grow, the mullein, I've got a gooseberry bush, I've got a raspberry bush to go in, some herbs, so things like rosemary, thyme, chives, got a couple of strawberry plants, got what else have we got down there, got some things like marjoram, that kind of thing, oregano related things, and I think there was a kind of mint. Hope so, anyway. I love mint. Really love mint. And then there's also some oxeye daisy that I picked up a while ago and some feverfew. Yeah, so the slight delay with planting things out was literally just this issue that obviously Neil's been super busy at the nurseries and we need to decide between us what's going where, because so we've started to come up with a bit of a plan on the front there that I think Neil talked about. So as and when I start planting things, I'll show a bit of that as well. So we've got quite a rough area on the front that would be fine for things like my herbs and things. Doesn't really need a lot of work. They should grow fine. So it's just a bit of prep to do on that still when we can. And I've got some bigger hedges and bush roots that need to come out in the near future. So that's coming along next week, hopefully. Anyway, in better news, we do have fully functioning without any air in the pipes or anything. I sorted that yesterday, so we now have fully functioning hot water and heating, all independently and coordinated, so we can have one or the other or both as intended. So happy to have that sorted out because that was never working right even since we moved in. So very happy with the progress on that. That's really good. Fabulous. So I've chatted quite a lot, and so I'll probably end this Sandra vlog here and start a new one. So thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. If you've got any thoughts about what else we might cover, do also comment below. I do try to read and reply to all the comments. Do really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please do feel to subscribe, hit the like button and so on. It really helps our channel a lot, especially as by the time you see this, we'll be evolving into the new Erstwhile Campsite Warden with Sandra and Neil now. So yeah, wish us luck. So appreciate all the support and all the lovely comments we've had in the recent weeks. So it really means a lot to us, and speak to you all soon. Bye for now.